Aloha! Welcome to Cyntillating Reviews, and tonight we will be reviewing Pixar's newest film that just made its debut onto Disney Plus, Turning Red. Now, Turning Red was almost like a big metaphor when it came to kind of like what the backstory would be and what the moral is for like any Pixar film. We thought, Turning Red would be like a coming of age story, and with like the main female just reaching her puberty and just reaching, maturity. And it's kind of like that, but this isn't exactly all of it. Spoiler alert is now in effect. Turning Red was actually taken place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada in 2002. Now that's the setting of the story. I was kind of surprised and shocked when we went to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, or Canada for that matter. It was a quite bit refreshing, kind of taken away from some of, the made-up cities or cities that we've heard and seen so many times. I can't recall a Pixar story where the setting was taking place in Canada. The story Turning Red follows a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian student named Maylin Lee, or May for short. And when May just, she was just living her life as a normal 13-year-old girl, hanging out with friends, gagging over boys. The hormones are starting to kick in, right? All of a sudden, overnight, she transforms into a giant red panda. And the reason for her becoming this panda is because she gets into a state of strong emotion. Now, emotion could be anything from this film. It could be like strong excitement. It could be, anger. It could be, when we're coming strong, we're coming very, very strong emotions. And it's hilarious what Pixar has done for this, because there was a scene where the mother, after Maylin transformed into the panda bear, she is in the bathroom, she's crying, she's freaking out. The mom comes in. Now, being a 13-year-old girl, the mother's like, is it, maybe like her period and hormones and stuff? I guess I should put a foreclosed disclaimer out there. I totally forgot to do it. That we'll be talking about like female teenage hormones. And it was a pretty funny scene where after the mom's like, is it a fever? Is it a rash? Is it, this illness, that illness, whatever? Because she's a very overprotective mom. And that ain't no exaggeration either. You can see throughout this film that she is like watching her daughter very closely, and it's not to the intent to hurt, which is a given, but it's the intent of, trying to take care of her daughter, and she's trying to have May be the perfect, daughter. And that was kind of the beginning of May to become the perfect daughter for her family. But moving on, after May says no to like the fever, rash, itchy, chills, whatever, assume that maybe, she was on her period. And Pixar went pretty far when it came to actually showing some of the products. Now, not showing like the period administration itself, but there was a point where the mother came in with a box, and my husband and I saw this, and we immediately said, this is going to be a box of all the products. And what I thought was going to happen was, we're looking at the view from the camera inside the box. May would open the box, and we would see her and her mom peeking in, and just kind of having like maybe a 15-second dialogue about what they see in here and subliminal message. But no, her mother actually pulled out the product, so you can see pads. So it's like, oh, we went pretty far. In a couple of seconds, you'll hear my husband and I talk about Turning Red, and Pixar they took a risk, and they were not afraid to kind of talk about a tough subject like menstrual period and, puberty. And her parents first believed that May transformed into this panda bear, into the red panda, caused by her first menstruation. And later, eventually, it was because Ming would embarrass May at, school, and just these embarrassments and all the things that the mother would do would react to May's emotions for her to transform to the red panda. Now I'm going to take you to my husband and my discussion on Turning Red. So we just finished this film. So I felt like that went good.
Did you see Billie Eilish?
Yes, I did see Billie Eilish in there. That was quite shocking, actually. I think this was one of Pixar's better films.
They took a risk and went for it.
They did. They took a very big risk.
So can I make a weird point? I think they should absolutely take this and they talked about something difficult. Let's talk more about that. And they should make a whole lot of turning other colors.
But what other things are we going to talk about? Because we kind of did that already with Inside Out, didn't we? With emotions and stuff.
Partially, yeah. You're quite close. I'm just wondering where else they'll go.
That's so funny that we never see that Devin character again.
Right. I want to know why the her mom's a kaiju.
It made sense for Mei to be the smallest one.
Yep.
Because, one, the little one, and two, she just learned about this power. So it's expected for her to have, the smaller panda. But why, is her mom so freaking giant? She's a kaiju, like you said. But all the others, like the aunts and the grandmother who have, more life experience of it than the mom, are smaller compared to the mom.
I'm going to stand on, okay, that the size of your...
You said pent-up aggression.
Pent-up aggression, but I'm going to say pent-up feelings. Things you've pent up and you're not addressing, you're just holding on and not letting go of.
Well, yeah, okay. And it's not negative emotions either, because you see the excitement that May had. And that kind of released it.
Yeah. You might be able to go into guilt about it, but it still doesn't quite add up. There are so many things that I'm so confused on. Here's what I'm confused on, okay? It's a great film. It is a great film, but they continually break their own rules. They first say that the ritual, you only get one chance at it, right? But then she failed it, and we got to see she did it again. But then we saw her, the ants, they broke theirs and did it again, and all of a sudden it was fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense. The other thing that I'm really confused about is they know about this ritual. It wasn't a new thing, right?
No, it's
Yeah. So let me explain, and you'll get where I'm going here. But that means, by what that I'm saying, is that when the mom met the dad and wanted to be with her was when she was 13, 15? Maybe 15? Because that's when she kaiju'd out and hurt her mom, right?
Yeah.
But that really doesn't make sense, does it? It's a great film, but there's a couple of plot holes that don't fit, right? But they said that it was a brand new thing and you could only do it once. Well, maybe it's a case of they've always assumed that it's once because no one else has ever failed it. But I keep going back to the mom. Because hers had to show up. I'm going to say 15-ish. She said she thought she had more time. I'm going to say 15-ish. Okay?
Because when in that final, spirit ethereal place that they visit, when May saw her mom, she was like 15, 16.
Mm-hmm. She was older. So
maybe 18.
So it has to be that age that they came up. But her dad said he's only seen her when she's...
He only saw the form once, he said.
Yeah. So...
But we see the mom age up.
Yeah, so how did she panda out? Hers must have broken again, so they knew that you could do it again.
So you could do it again, yeah.
There's a hole here that doesn't really get fit anywhere, does it? And I mean, I guess you could make the point of saying that they know that they can break it to panda out. So maybe she pandaed out early on and hurt her mom. And then in an argument about the husband, she broke hers by mistake. But that doesn't make sense, because then she would have meant, it almost has to. Because we saw that it took a significant amount of force to make it happen. Mm-hmm. It doesn't add up, does it? Good film, though. It's a good film. I think it's a solid film. I think it's a fun film.
You're breaking my brain now. Because I'm just as confused now, too.
Mm-hmm. So here's what, if I have to take a guess, this is what I think it happened, okay? I think they missed a couple of I think they made a plot story, and then they went for the wording, and they missed that it didn't connect. And it also doesn't add the fact why she's so giant.
I stand with, years. I stand with, her mom had the panda for years on end, and from that entirety of time, from the moment she panned out all the way till she met the husband,
yeah,
I feel like the more pent up expression and the anger feeling that she had towards her mom and stuff. But yeah, I just feel like it was from the moment that the mom panned out when she was 16, 17 or whatever, all the way to when she met the husband,
Yeah.
then I feel like it was those years that made her panda grow.
Ooh.
That's what I'm going to stand with. I'm going to stand with, she had so many years of pent up aggression and issues between her and her mom, and it just grew.
So here's the other weird thing that we could go with. Maybe it's a case of all the pandas have a special ability, and hers is just so happened being a giant one.
No.
Yeah, I know, right?
That doesn't add up, though.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really because we didn't take time with the ants.
Yep.
And,
But but here's what I do know, okay? None of the others, when they transform, shoot themselves. May does. When she transforms, it causes a giant pushing out.
I don't think that's significant enough.
I don't think it's significant at all, but but the other side is, I don't think anything is going to be significant in this case,
Mm-hmm. But did you like this overall?
I like it. I think it's one of their better films. Taylor, I think it's one of their better films. I picked up on this giant hole in the story, and now I'm trying to figure out
But I'm surprised Pixar went so far out to actually show
here's the pad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't believe Pixar went that far.
Right.
To actually show that.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was just going to be an allegory, and it was okay.
I thought so too, until the mom came out with the box, but I thought we weren't going to go any further than just have May open inside, and we get the camera angle from inside, and May looks in and stuff. As viewers, we already know. As a girl, I already know. Yeah. But I did not think we would go that far to show it.
Honestly, when the mother went, "Has the peony bloomed?" I went, "Oh, are we going to go farther into this?" And then she did.
And she did. I was no, not mentally. I was obviously laughing out loud where she's like, "But it's too soon though." And I'm like, she's 13 years old. Mine bloomed when I was 11.
Congratulations.
I really did enjoy Turning Red. It was a very cute film. Pixar did take a risk of, showing the products, but at the same time, it is a female's way of life. And, you got the emotions, and you have mothers just trying to watch out for their daughters, but at the same time, you're wrecking their life by having them follow exactly what you want them to do. And it's just a really funny movie. It's really cute. It's really adorable. The budget for Turning Red was $175 million. As of right now, for the box office of Turning Red, for this weekend alone, it only made $3.8 million. Now, I'm expecting that number to go up just a little bit more. I kind of like how they had a little bit of anime influencing. Some of the anime influenced the looks, and I didn't catch this, but some of the influences came from like Fruits Basket, it came from Inuyasha, it came from Ranma 1/2, Sailor Moon. It was really shocking to see that for a Pixar film, but I'm happy that they did involve anime reference into a Pixar film. Another thing that I really liked is if you pay close attention to some of the characters, I had to make sure I wasn't stipulating to go over the line, but there is a character and she had a patch on her left arm. Now, we saw her once, and that was when she was walking out of the bathroom stall and she saw May in the red panda form, and May pushes the girl back into the stall, like you didn't see anything. I'm like, is that a diabetes pump on her arm? But we didn't see her again for quite some time, so I'm like, oh, maybe it's a sticker or tattoo or band-aid or something, I don't know. But we saw her again, and there is that exact same patch in her arm. There are a couple of scenes where we would see her, she wouldn't come. We would see her, she wouldn't come. And after like maybe the third, fourth scene, I told my husband, she's diabetic. That was a diabetes patch on her. And he looked at it himself and he said, oh my God, you're right. And this kind of confirmed to us that in the universe and in the world of Pixar, this is Pixar's and Disney's very first diabetic character. Now, I'm pretty happy to see that. I'm pretty happy that they decided to jump into something like this. And, of course not in like the very early future, but I want to see something again, where we have a main character that has some kind of like deep medical problem and something, that's just what they grew up with, hence like the diabetes patch. But I can tell you right now, that character, she's type 1 diabetic, and I was pretty happy. It shows, we want to bring awareness to diabetes, and just don't be scared of the diabetes, because you can still have a normal life while going off against the illness. The music score was fantastic. I enjoyed some of the Four Town songs during the concert. That was really enjoyable. The characters were enjoyable. I loved it. It kind of made me think back to my days, where I got really sick, where I had my own, growing up, coming of age thing coming in. And, my mom was always there, and my grandma would always be talking with each other about things like this. And, it was really cute. And at the very end of Turning Red, if you stay for the credits, there is a little special thanks or special dedication. It says dedicated to all the daughters, mothers, grandmothers, aunts, to make this project become what it is today. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that mother-daughter, dedication. And if you again stay for the entirety credit, there is a post scene, and the post scene is nothing that's going to be the end of the world. It was just something really cute and really adorable, but it kind of goes back to when May was trying to explain to her parents why she should go see Four Town, and ultimately the mom said no. She's like, because the fear of turning into the red panda. But the father was just kind of looking at the Four Town pamphlet, just kind of like what they are and what kind of music they do, so on and so forth. But just remember that if you decide to stay for the post credit. Turning Red is an adorable film. I say it's definitely worth a shot. I would have to rank it a 4.5 out of 5. I suggest daughters, mothers, mother figures, grandmothers, those that are close with each other, to just kind of sit and watch through it. It's really adorable, and I like it. I really do like it. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and checking out Cyntillating Reviews. What do you guys think of the review? Let me know your thoughts below. Like this video, subscribe to Cyntillating Reviews, help me make it grow. I want to see something come out of it. We are currently at 185 subscribers. When I do make that 200, I will review ghost stories, a request from my husband's friend. In Japan, it did semi-okay, but once it reached to America, it earned its profits. Help me make it to 200 subscribers, and I'll tell you why. I have a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Well, I'll post updates and keep on tabs of upcoming content. So many things have taken a turn for the worse ever since we've been living in the pandemic world. It's been just a little bit over 2 years since we got our very first case of COVID-19. Some people are getting better, some people are getting worse, and there are vaccines available. So until it is our turn, our simplest prevention is our biggest protection. Please take care of yourself as you practice social distancing, washing hands, and staying at home. Let's try to make our world better by starting to make us better to reduce the spread of COVID-19. See you later on another day.